Weekend Pass is a 1984 comedy about four sailors running wild in LA, ready to hit the town and to see how hard the town hits back. Written and directed by Lawrence Bassif, Weekend Pass stars D.W. Brown, Chip McAllister, Patrick Hauser, and Peter Ellenstein. On a U.S. military base, four Navy boys are leaving for the weekend. These young seamen are shooting out to the City of Angels for some sun and fun. Webster's hoping to hook up with a college friend who's really taken to the LA lifestyle. Paul's the company cut-up who's ready to try out his jokes at an open mic night. Bunker's heading back to the old neighborhood, looking for the girl that ghosted him after he enlisted. And Lester's a virgin going on a blind date with the base commander's daughter. Will these men make their dreams come true before they have to report back to base? Or will the city be more than these guys can handle? So if you're a classic movie fan, Weekend Pass might remind you a little of 1945's Anchors Aweigh, about two sailors looking for fun, adventure, and luck with the ladies while on shore leave in LA. Or maybe 1949's On the Town, about three sailors looking for fun, adventure, and luck with the ladies while on shore leave in New York City. Both are Oscar-winning movie musicals featuring memorable choreography and zippy comedy. That's not what Weekend Pass is, although it's got dancing to remember. And it's not the boner comedy that Crown sold it as. Even for 1984 audiences, Weekend Pass felt like a movie made for a bygone era. The big joke is that these would-be studs are really out of their depth, but these sailors come off as so naive to the world around them. Gangs are real. Comedy is hard. Girls want to do butt stuff to you. It would have been at least as believable if they were prep school graduates or horny Amish kids on Rumspringa. Comedically, this movie's not trying to be hilarious. One of the storylines is even about how the kid with all the jokes isn't as funny as he thinks he is. So that leaves the sex, the reason this movie's rated R in the first place. Exploitation-wise, this movie is almost completely front-loaded with the majority of the nudity in the first 30 minutes. Less than 60 seconds after the opening credits is the obligatory strip club scene with a pretty active Friday brunch crowd. At minute 26, there's a topless massage scene featuring Soul Train dancer Cheryl Song. Finally, around minute 66, Miss LA invites Private Webster into her bathtub, and that's it for the R-rated content. That bathtub scene gets intercut with the film's Heart of Darkness. That is, the LA Comedy Club scene. Phil Hartman plays the guest MC. Lynn Marie Stewart, Miss Yvonne from Pee-wee's Playhouse, plays one of the stand-ups, along with Mr. Chainsaw Guy and a prop comic with a Humphrey Bogart impression. And then Sailor Boy gets on stage and bombs so hard. This scene hits so different from the rest of the movie, like a sock in the jaw. There's a realness to it that makes it hard to watch and starts to sober up the rest of the movie. Weekend Pass becomes a message movie after that, about how fantasies and expectations aren't all they're cracked up to be, and there's beauty and love to be found all around us that we take for granted. Weekend Pass is like your cool uncle took you out for your first tattoo and some supervised drinking and talked you into doing what your parents told you to do in the first place. The Comedy Club offers the film's most memorable cameos, but there's a couple of other familiar faces for the eagle eye. Grandel Bush, playing the neighborhood gang leader that got Bunker's girl, is a true 80s that guy actor, a familiar face appearing on television and over 30 films in the 80s and 90s, including Die Hard, License to Kill, Lethal Weapon, Street Fighter, Forrest Gump. Hilary Shepard plays Cindy Hazard, the old college friend that grew up fast. Her most significant acting role came in the 90s as the villainess Divatox, a big bad in the second big-screen Power Rangers film, as well as in both the Turbo and Space iterations of the Power Rangers TV series. Deborah Christopherson plays one of the beach locals that the sailors meet. She continued working in movies and TV for the next few decades, eventually joining the cast of HBO's Carnival, AMC's Outcast, and most recently, the Fox network series 911. As for the sailors, Patrick Hauser played lead in another 1984 boner comedy, Hot Dog the Movie. Chip McAllister, meanwhile, was cast in 1986's Hamburger the Movie, and also joined the cast of the short-lived sitcom Better Days. McAllister's biggest success might be in 2004, when he and his wife won Season 4 of the game show The Amazing Race. Weekend Pass watches like a gentle warning to people in the Midwest about Los Angeles. A fun place to visit, but if you don't have an LA personality to begin with, you'll be ready to go home pretty quick. So, if you're going to watch the whole movie, treat it like a travelogue to late 20th century Los Angeles. It doesn't feel as self-congratulating as some films have been, or as dirty as other movies about LA have been. Just see the sights and temper your expectations.